If you're a Star Wars fan, then you know that Obi-Wan isn't just angry, but he's heartbroken. Because Anakin didn't just walk away from evil, he became evil. The same evil he was supposed to defeat. And today something similar is happening, not in the movies or galaxy far, far away, but in social media, the comment section, podcasts, and anywhere that you turn. The same atheism that once stood against religious dogma, arrogance, and judgment somehow, some way became the same thing that it hated. Atheism originally positioned itself as a response to religion's worst abuses: blind faith, moral superiority, intellectual bullying, believe this or you're stupid, believe this or you're immoral, believe this or you're dangerous. Back then with the new atheism, it was supposed to be think freely, question everything, reject coercion. Now that sounded noble, necessary even, but if we fast forward today, that is not what you see. So I have a YouTube channel and I originally created it to have conversations with Christians so they can understand, read, and interpret the Bible correctly in its context. But many of my videos and conversations that I have are with atheists and Muslims, and in particular with atheists. They are often the most religious, bigoted, judgmental people that I have had encounters with. It's often mockery instead of dialogue, labels instead of arguments, moral shaming instead of persuasion. You don't believe the right things, you're delusional. If you disagree, you're uneducated. Because you're religious, you're automatically anti-science. And we're even considered dangerous. Now that's not skepticism, that's dogma on a whole nother level. And even though most atheists would say that they don't believe in another religion, just like the other Jedi Order that claim moral clarity, atheism in many spaces has developed its own orthodoxy. They have approved beliefs, approved enemies, approved conclusions, and if you disagree, you're out. If we continue to use the parallel of Anakin, he didn't know that he was becoming evil.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Anakin, Chancellor Palpatine is evil! From my point of view, the Jedi are evil!
And many modern atheists believe that mocking religion is justifiable. Ridiculing believers is justifiable. Silencing religious voices is moral. Dehumanizing opponents is necessary. But they don't see that that's exactly what the religious extremists do themselves. And as Obi-Wan Kenobi's echo is, you were supposed to destroy the Sith, not become them.
It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness!
I enjoy having conversations with atheists. I enjoy having dialogue with them, but many times when I have arguments or have questions or I want them to actually think and critique their own beliefs or their own worldview or their own thoughts or whatever, however you want to put it, they don't want to put what they believe on the same level and standard. They like to play the skeptic and they like to close their eyes and say there's no evidence. When you ask them what would be compelling evidence, they don't have any. On rare occasions, they might come up with some situations or extreme situations, and that's okay. I'm fine with whatever evidence that you are asking for, but many that I talk to would not even allow themselves, even as Dawkins said, there would be no type of evidence that would convince me.
Even if there was this booming voice and the second coming in clouds of glory, the more probable explanation is that it's a hallucination or a conjuring trick by David Copperfield or something.
What would persuade you?
Well, I'm starting to think nothing would, which in a way goes against the grain, because I've always paid lip service to the view that a scientist should change his mind when evidence is forthcoming.
I even heard in a dialogue where one atheist said that maybe we're all in someone's dream. How do we even know we exist? How do we know it's not X, Y, and Z? They go to very extreme explanations to get out of the explanation of maybe God does exist. So again, it's very ironic that atheism once said religion poisons everything. But when atheism adopts contempt, moral superiority, public shaming, it doesn't remove poison, it just changes the bottle. You don't defeat bad ideas by becoming cruel. You don't advance reasoning by abandoning humility. And you don't liberate minds by policing thought. Now don't get me wrong, this is not a defense of bad religion. Many of my videos, I do want to call out Christians who are doing things bad. Again, I wanted to have a YouTube channel where I can help people to read and interpret the Bible correctly, because many are abusing the Bible for political gain, for money, for power, for greed, for selfish reasons. And that me and atheists can stand together and call those things out, because it's important. This is also not an attack on all atheists, but it's a warning that every movement, religious or secular, can fall to the dark side. The moment you stop listening, the moment disagreeing becomes heresy, the moment mockery replaces reason. So the question isn't, is atheism right or wrong? The real question is, what happens when any belief system forgets humility? Because history and pop culture show the villain never really thinks that they're the villain. So you let me know below, whether you're Christian or atheist or other, do you think atheism has become dogmatic, or is this critique unfair? Put it in the chat. Let's converse. Let's have conversations. I really love having dialogue, and I spend a lot of my time responding to comments. So if you do comment, I will get around to it to actually have a conversation. I'm not going to just delete whatever you say and just push you to the side like some others do. If you're a Christian and this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and share it. And until next time, peace.